drop your top and how you lose your cool and how you look at me to say why. Ain't no fighting, no I can't stop it.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Xoligcabashevlogs. If you are a returning subscriber, hi darling. Today is Wine Wednesday, and I'm sure you guys are like, what is happening? I have three very handsome young men to grill and to answer all of your questions. If you are new here, distinguished trio that are here to answer all of your questions. If you guys do remember, I put up a questionnaire on Instagram where you guys know that you can ask me any questions so that we can answer on Wine Wednesday. But today's Wine Wednesday is a bit different, and you guys will know why as we go along. Oh, thank you. You're the one that's correcting them right now.
No.
But with that being said, I'm going to let them introduce themselves, or do you want me to introduce you guys, or you just do it? No, I'll let them do it. I'll let them do it. We'll start there, and then we'll come like this.
Brilliant. My name is Ted Coker.
Ted, please look at my camera.
I should look at your camera. My bad. My name is Ted Coker, and I'm an entrepreneur.
Ooh.
Nice. Hi everybody, Yan, Y-A-N-N, also known as Colonel.
Oh, okay.
That's me.
Nice meeting you again.
One of the trios.
One of the trios.
What's good? I'm Raz, real African seed. A man of many mystery things. So yeah. Many mystery things.
Skip it there.
Many mysterious things.
Oh, okay, I hear you. But so I'm not even gonna waste any time. So you, like I said, you guys ask me questions, and then I am going to ask the three gentlemen here, and they are going to give us their honest. I feel like I even need to give you guys a Bible and you put your hands so that I know that you're gonna.
We have a theory at the Man of Man.
What is it?
Do you know who Jordan Peterson is?
No.
He's got a book called 12 Rules for Life.
Okay.
And one of the rules is tell the truth or at least don't lie. That's what we tell the truth or at least don't lie. That's what we subscribe to on the Man of Man podcast. That is actually the oath we need you to take.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right?
You know I'm truthful. Ted, of all people, you know I'm truthful.
I got you.
When a woman says she's truthful.
No,
She's
Ted knows. I say
it
things
in
like
the
truth.
intro. Yeah.
But yeah, we're not
So
going to
yes,
waste any time. I'm
got
going
it.
to jump straight into it.
Okay.
And the first question is...
So are all these questions anonymized?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not going to say people's name. I can see who they are, but I'm not going to say names or anything like that. Yeah,
Right.
so every question is anonymous. I'm not going to say your name. You guys know. If you're new to
Yeah.
Wine Wednesday, then I'm not going to say your name. Of course, I see who sends them in, but I go with your secrets to the grave, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, the first one is... Why do men ghost after sex?
Why do men ghost a woman after sex?
Yeah, but I mean that she's generalizing it, but I'm almost certain that she is talking about women. So why do men ghost women after sex?
Okay. Why y'all looking
Why
at
y'all
me like I'm the one ghosting women?
So, wow. Why do men
I have a
ghost
theory.
women?
Can I just
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a
Explain
theory.
it.
I think it's initially what he wanted. It's not obvious. He didn't want a relationship with you.
Yeah.
So this is why I always say from the beginning of a relationship, if you're a woman and you know what you want, let it be known and let it be clear to him as well. If he's gonna take you out on a date, on the first date, I'm going to ask you, what do you want and what are we? Men obviously tend to lie. I'm not gonna lie. Men tend to lie because they want to get in your pants.
Right.
But I feel like a real man will tell you, does I want to be with you or just want to have sex with you?
Okay.
So I think what women do is sometimes the truth is hard for us to handle. And then when he says I want to have sex with you, oh, I'm not that type of girl. I want to be wined and dined. I want to be taken out on dates. And then he does take you on a date. And then what does he do? He has sex with you. And then what? He dips. That was what he wanted initially, you know? So I just think when he goes, that is what he wanted. And now that he's got it, he's going to go. No?
Okay. Go ahead.
You want me to do that? So typically, I think from the get-go, there was no outlined goal as to what the two of you were. So typically, the guy goes, gets what he wants, and you move on. So
Exactly.
you know already what you are. If you've been ghosted, it is what it is.
Okay.
I think it depends on the setting. Like how did you guys meet? Is this like a formal date? Or
That's what I'm saying.
You just met? Or?
Yeah, sometimes you should just be able to say, Can I just want to sleep with you. I just want to have a good time and not.
But you see, men won't do that because, well, some men won't do it. I'm not generalizing, but some men won't do it and just come out straightforward and tell you, hey, I just want to sleep with you. They have to play the whole 9-yard.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
First order and then get into
So, here's why you feel deceived as a woman. You see the same way you friend zone a guy? We have a way that we put you in a sex-only zone. Okay? So your task as a woman is to figure out, when you're talking to Matt, which zone he's put you in very quickly.
Exactly.
When you can't figure out that I am this guy's potential, so every man has a black book. In that black book to the left, all the women in there, okay, I could call her one day and I could wife her. And to the right, there's a sex-only zone. The reason you're going to struggle with me ghosting you is because you failed to realize that I've put you in a sex-only zone.
It's a real
That's what happens.
So, but then when I say to, I think that's what I'm saying, when I then say to, I want to be wine and die and take me out on a date, then why do you go out of your way to actually do those things and lie?
The reason I do that, Cody, is because there's a price on your attention. Right? So every woman puts a price on her attention. Some women would say, I want a bottle of Henny and Moe and a fancy dinner. That is the price you've put on your attention. Which is also, ironically, your coochie.
price.
So when I pay for that price, I get access.
Oh, okay.
Right? Some women would say the price of my attention is you have to promise me marriage. And so certain things disappear. You don't get laid very quickly, you don't, because men are generally hunters. So, ladies, we know what the price of your attention costs. We will pay for it to get what.
Another thing is,
Hold on the mic, bro.
men are generally out and about to get away from reality. So when they go into this world where they're there for entertainment, that's where they take it. So if I leave my space and I'm out, it's for entertainment. So what is in front of me is entertainment. That's why a man that's true to himself will go to a strip club, because he knows
that is what
this
he
is
wants.
this is what I'm going out for, and there's no left, right. It's straight. It's exactly what I want. I'm gonna get what I need. But that's too easy for some guys. Some guys want the challenge, so they'll go to a club and play the game.
That is so calculated. That is so calculated.
Yes.
But that's how much you women have put men to task.
But then if I make it easy for you, then in my head I'm thinking, oh, he thinks I'm gonna be easy to get or whatever, or you sleep with someone.
But this doesn't happen with general men. It's not, so you can't generalize and say all men behave in this way. Some men are very strategic, calculating, and some men are not. And that's why you have this whole simp culture, where, okay, I don't know how to talk to Toli. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send her an expensive bottle.
And see how she reacts.
And see how she reacts. Because that's my way in. So when the verbs are not there,
so when Toli rejects the bottle, what happens?
I send another one.
And I reject that.
Yeah, then I keep exactly. So I have to discover what the price is to get Toli's attention.
Without saying anything.
Generally. And that's why you have this culture of, side chick gets 500K per month. What the fuck for?
Yeah.
It's because that guy didn't know how to go about it, except, okay, I'm gonna
cover
here's an e-wallet,
everything.
For instance, right?
Or maybe that's just the contract they signed.
I mean, that,
You stay on the side.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. I hope that answers you.
She's got peace and comfort where she is.
So the conclusion is, I just think you must just know from the get-go what you guys are doing. and where you hit it. But always, this is gonna sound a bit spiritual or biblical, I don't know. But I always say have some form of discernment spirit for you to know that if this is for you. I don't know. I've prayed about it for a very long time. I know when a person is here to waste my time or not. And the thing is, sometimes it's a thing of you do know, but you just like, let me go there anyway because I'm just here for a good time, not a long time like you.
Right.
So,
but when you know, do you accept it?
Because that's what I wanted that time as well.
You also want
exactly.
it.
I also want it. And sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you. You're just gonna look at that and be like,
hey,
I need that. I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna dip, and So, but just have some form of discerning spirit to be like, okay, I'm not gonna go there because I know this person's gonna break my heart. But also, if you are dealing with a man and you ask him, what are we doing? And he's honest with you, I feel like that would be a 10 on your end. Especially,
sorry, you want to say something?
I wanted to ask, so what's your definition of a man? Because you emphasize that man.
If I'm gonna come, a person who's honest, they're gonna come to you and be like, okay, this is what I want. And if you don't want the same things, he's gonna be like, alright, cool, I'm gonna let go of you. Because if a man comes to you and says, I said this before, I have 50,000 and I want to sleep with you. And they're like, no, I'm a woman of, and then he goes and takes that 50,000, takes you to all the wines and the dines and the flowers and the bags. He spent that 50K, but in a different way because you didn't want to initially take it. No? Exactly. So if I come and I'm a man and I say 50,000, I want to sleep with you, and you say no, I'm gonna work hard but use that same 50K. It's a win-win situation for me as a man. So when a man comes and I'm just like, listen, I want to sleep with you, and you say no, I'm gonna leave you alone.
But you can't speak as a man, you have to speak as a woman.
Okay, but I'm making an example.
No, so you're saying that the receiving the 50K in cash feels like you're abandoning your
prostitution
morals.
Or whatever. I'm a whore.
But receiving the same in value is more
exactly
acceptable.
You got what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be less hurting on my heart to be like, but I tried, he sent me flowers, he was amazing. When all the time he just wanted to smash. You get me? So I spoke in a perspective of a man, but I should have addressed it as a woman. But all I'm saying is,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But all I'm saying is, just if you're a man, you'll just be like, alright, she doesn't want it, I go on to the next person.
All right, before we move on to the next question, we always talk about the fact that do we as men always pay for sex? And I think you've answered that question with a yes.
You do.
Very quickly.
You do. You guys are not, you may not do, because like I said, if I'm going to come and say, here's 50K, you say no, I say, I bet, I start with the flowers, I'm going to take from the 50K.
Of course.
And then I start with the dinners, I take from the 50K. Yeah. It's like I have a budget, I put it on the side. Exactly, it's an account. Whatever, we want to go to Preva.
Okay, no problem.
We get to Preva, I pay with that. You want a bag, I take from that 50K. I'm not losing anything.
I hear you.
As a man, I'm not losing anything. You are the one that's going to, because now you're going to fall in love with me. And I told you, all I wanted was this. And then you see now, you are setting a tone for something that I'm not. But because men will do anything to smash, I will spend the 50K.
We will go very far.
You will go far. You will take it to the top to just get.
So why can't it be simple? Say, hey, let's just transact. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
I feel like
I feel like I'm
prostitution.
yeah, like I feel like you think I'm a whore or something like that. So yeah, so let's take let me let you work.
It's all a game. It's all a game.
Exactly. So also I just feel like also on the end, some guys when they go for it, it's just an ego thing to be like, she wants to play hard to get. I want to show her that I'm going to get her eventually. Even if it takes a year. Yeah. Exactly.
It's good to hunt.
Let me tell you, they can take you to 50 dates, and once they smash, then you dip. So men have patience. Oh, those people are patient. Oh, those people are patient, especially if they want something. These people, oh, they're patient. Let me tell you, they're patient. But yeah, I hope that answers you, and I hope you
find peace.
Hope you find peace. Be at peace with yourself.
Hope you know why you've been ghosted.
Yeah. The next one is, oh my god. Why does body count matter?
Whose body count?
The woman's. All of these questions are from women to men.
So why is it that if a woman has slept with a lot of guys, it matters to guys?
It matters to guys, but you guys don't even tell us your body count.
Right.
I guess it's who drills, right?
What does that mean?
What's the mileage? Body count. So look, I'm not gonna I'm not going to generalize. I think it's men want to know how far you've been, how many people you've gone through. I think it's almost
Why does that matter though?
It's almost gauging your experience, or gauging how loose are you.
What do you mean loose? Down there?
Yeah.
You can never be loose down there. That thing goes back after 2 minutes.
No, not loose in the sense
That's
of...
why I'm asking
no,
down
loose,
there and then
no,
you
no. Loose in the sense of you accessible, right?
Oh,
Right.
okay.
That's my point of view. I let the trios.
Cherry?
So, this question has like there's two answers to this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, sex is a very spiritual.
She's like,
I'll explain why.
I'll also explain.
I'll explain why sex is a spiritual thing. The next thing is men are very territorial, right? So when I set out to get something, it's because I'm the man, and that's where that expression. There's no such thing as I'm the woman. I'm the man. So if I have something and I hear that the next man had it, it's very difficult for my ego. So if I have like...
But where on earth are you going to find a virgin just to pick?
No, it's not about a virgin. You're not going to find, especially these days, it's hard to find a virgin.
Go to the what's these villages, you'll find it.
Even in the village, you won't find a virgin. But it's the fact that I know that you've been with 16 guys matters to me, because when I'm out there with you and you're my prized possession, I know that 16 other guys have been out
Is it
there.
not the plus though? How many girls have you been? And I'm not asking you now, I'm just generalizing. How many girls have you been with?
So how many shoes do you rewear? And why do you let go of those shoes?
Because they worn out.
Oh, ensnared.
I'm not a shoe. Let's just that. I mean, I'm saying
No, you're not a shoe. No, you're not a shoe.
But I'm just saying about all the other women. I just feel like you should not judge me from a. Let me tell you, there's some women that, like I said, there's vulnerable women. There's women that fall in love quickly. There's women that do this and this and that. When you say how many people have you been with, say I have been looking for, or I want to be in love or something like that, and then a man comes along and then they say, I love you, I wanna do this, I wanna do that, and initially what they wanted was just to have sex with me. So now you consider that as a mileage as well, because I thought I was in love. Gandhi, this person is playing with me. So that obviously added to my body count. What must happen now?
I think the correct answer to that question would be, it's in the past.
That's what I said though. We all have a past.
So we need to protect each other's ego.
Exactly. We all have
Especially you
a
as a
past.
woman, you need to protect
Exactly.
your man's ego.
Exactly.
But that typically affects where or how the relationship goes, right? So if I'm with the woman and then we ask each other's body counts, and it's disclosed, there's always a judgment that takes place.
Definitely.
So both end sort of know, okay, shucks, it's equated,
Yeah.
and that could throw it out the spiral very quick. So the minute a man finds out that, okay, you've been with 69 guys, when, how long?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Damn. No, that's a lot, even from my end. That's
Do you understand? So from a man's perspective, you're then looking like, shucks, am I going to be with this chick and sharing it at the same time? There's a lot that goes through a man's mind, and that's probably why they consider those body parts.
And it's a reality, man. It happens. Sometimes you meet guys or girls that have been with a lot of people because whatever they're going through. And the spiritual part about it is, I feel like every time you have sex with someone, there's energy that you release that they take with them.
The other take your soul.
Can I just ask, what's this? Do you believe in soul ties?
I believe in the soulmates, yes.
Do you believe in, you're not answering my question, do you believe in soul ties?
Well, if I believe in soulmates, then I believe in soul ties.
Why is it always that you are always taking the bad energy? Why aren't you taking the good energy? Every day, yeah.
I didn't say good or bad.
I said
energy.
generally.
When someone takes something from you, it subtracts from you.
You'd know
It's adding to them, but it's subtracting from you.
But why is it, so when are you not taking from them, they only taking from, and do you understand that it's always the men that are taking from the women?
Well, I'm the giver.
No, I don't think so.
I'm the giver because I'm the one.
Both ways.
It's both ways.
I'm joking.
It's definitely both ways. That's why I never believe that whole thing of what's this sexual ties or whatever that is, because I'm just like, every single time someone talks about it, it's always the bad energies. Why is I transmitting the good energy?
Because I think personally the reason it's seen as bad energy is because it's
outside of marriage or what?
Not even outside of marriages. It's that body count. So you go back to the aspect of how many people you've slept with, how many spirits have you collected, how many souls have you collected. So if you're going around picking up energies, different energies, surely you're after something that you haven't found yet.
Yeah.
That's just the theory.
You have to define it in two ways. Why does body count matter? To some men, it doesn't. Again, we should be careful about generalizing, because there are some guys who marry the girl that was once the village vice.
Let me tell you, we've seen it.
Right.
We've seen it.
The
And
sister
you've
was.
seen it, yeah.
She went through a phase. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry
Was riding that.
And this brother has just been there patiently watching. And he's the one who ends up paying Lobola for that, knowing very well what's happened to him. And then there are the guys who recognize the price of what they're paying for. And personally, the reason it would matter to me is because to some degree and some extent, I value some form of purity. It's all it is.
Okay.
Right? So for me, there's a certain degree of purity that men value, that some insist on, and therefore it comes from that. And then two, there are just certain societal norms that are a double standard.
What's your limit?
This is one.
What's your limit?
I don't have a number. I look at impact.
Yeah?
Limit to what?
Body count.
Body count.
It's too late to even go there.
No,
But we're just having a general discussion.
If we can see it on you, it's a problem.
Yes.
I was about to say the same thing.
If I can
you can
see
actually
it on
see
you,
the body
it's
count.
a problem.
What do you mean see?
You
Because,
can tell when a person's been beaten.
Not even you can tell. If you can tell.
But most times
It's too much.
it's
You know how? What's a puza face,
Oh, I got it.
right? So
But how can you tell in a body?
because we can see, like because we are kinetic beings. Like when I see you, I can read your energy. I can look into your eyes and I see that you've been through a lot. You've seen a lot.
Oh.
That's one. And then number two,
through a lot.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the scars just show, man.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you don't go through life and there are no fingerprints. on you. They just show.
I see.
You've
I
been
see.
through a lot.
Yeah,
And
it
That was
helps.
a perfect example.
Perfect
The
example.
puza face thing.
Yeah.
Some people drink, but you won't even see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's run through.
Let's run through it.
Okay. I think we've answered that one.
Yeah.
And B. Okay. The next one is a bit crazy. Is there such a thing as different vaginas?
Pull that mic close.
Oh, sorry. Is there such a
Just
thing?
start from the beginning.
Okay. Is there such a thing as different vaginas?
Is there such a thing as different vaginas?
Like she said, is there loose vagina? Is there a tight vagina? Is there medium vagina?
We have how would I just say it? I think as guys we once joked about, I know my cousin and I used to joke about this a lot. It's like I can close my eyes and I'll know what pussy that is.
Yeah.
And it's because there are different types of vaginas.
How?
Because
one takes the whole body.
there's
So are we talking about the visual aspect or the feeling?
no everything.
No, because I mean, loose should tell you that it's the feeling.
It's the feeling.
Not
the
visual.
visual.
Yeah.
Because obviously with the visual you have
Yeah, it's the same thing all around.
So there's that image that comes to mind of the sandwich bread that had
the ham inside.
the ham inside, and
Yeah.
there was one that had a different type of ham. If
Mhm.
you've seen the visual,
Beat up.
No, we're not visualizing it. I think it's more or less the feeling. Can you tell?
So if you go in there, you feel that, hey, this one is loose.
What is loose? Like, I don't
No,
think...
but there are things, Tori. Like, there's no such thing as a singular vagina. There are certain vaginas you enter, and automatically you can feel certain sensations. There are certain vaginas you feel you have to go a different type of depth to hit that thing that goes...
To hit the T-junction.
Yeah. There are certain... my mom should never watch this podcast.
I'm not going
to... and then they're just every vagina is an experience. It's not the same.
So you see, that answer is a bit tricky. Because as men here, we haven't tested every single vagina
in the world.
So,
but you've had enough to know.
In my experience, in terms of feeling, it has a lot to do with how I feel emotionally about the person. See, so if I'm just hitting it, right, and I'm going in there thinking, I want to have fun tonight. I'm just hitting it. This is a smash. I'm gonna have fun, and that experience will be dope. If I'm hitting a girlfriend and that day was perfect, the experience will be good. And I mean, you've been in relationships, you know. Sometimes, it's not really about you. It's just about that person
that you with.
So you hit it for that. So that the experience. So it's not really about the actual.
My brother, some pussy need a crowbar, man. So.
No, I mean, if the woman, no matter how deep you think she is, if the woman is feeling you on a mental level, she comes even before you're in there.
I hear you, but you're talking about emotional connection.
That's what I'm saying.
I think the question is there such a thing as difference?
Yeah.
So I mean, it depends. If this girl is tight and I'm not feeling her, I'm not feeling the pussy.
Here's what I would say, Cody. If you're getting intimate with a virgin and getting intimate with a woman who is seasoned, it's going to be different.
Definitely.
You can't say those are the two, right? So on the one, you have to be exceptionally delicate because you are creating their first sexual experience. And with that quote-unquote purity, there's a different physical feeling to it, right? Because you are the one unlocking the doors, you are the one who is causing her first bleed, you are the one, etc., etc. And that is where the exchange of energy comes from, right? Both good and bad. Because there's no way I come into your world. Everyone has what you might call a whirlwind around them. The closer I come to you, the closer I get to your world. When we join, I become a part of that world. And that's how it works. But I think there's definitely a difference in at least a physical touch.
Isn't it a mental thing as well? Like, the woman has to be accepted to it, right?
Accepted to what?
To the experience, to the sexual experience. If a woman is not
but if my vagina is loose, I can accept anything.
But if she's not comfortable, then close it, right?
No.
Isn't it a mental thing? No. Like a woman that gets raped.
That question's a bit.
No.
That's pure physiology.
This is just. That's why I was trying to understand the question. Is when are we talking about appearance, or are we talking about when you sensation when you're penetrating, you know that this.
But if the woman is not accepting, isn't it more difficult to penetrate?
No.
Doesn't
matter.
It's dry and it's closed and it's not welcoming.
You know, one
when
time
she's having fun, it loosens up, it gets wet.
This one time I read somewhere, and I'm sorry I'm making a prime example of this. This lady was raped, and during her being raped, she came. So
she was enjoying it.
No, she wasn't enjoying it.
So it's just the body, exactly. It's just the body releasing. So I can be dry, but you eventually do get wet. I don't know how to explain it.
Because it's a physiological response. It's biology that's
the body is responding. Do you get me? So
if you have a ticklish spot, whether you like the person or not, if they tickle you, they will tickle.
No, you won't.
So it's good.
All right.
Next
question.
Yeah. The next one is, how come you're so rich but never give me money? Do you guys test us, or it's a bad habit?
Ooh. How come you're so rich, but you never give me...
Yeah. Do you test us, or it's a bad habit, or you just don't want to give me money?
That's a loaded question. So, probably testing.
Why?
Trying to see your character. Are you discreet? Are you...
What do you mean discreet? I'm your woman. What is discreet about that?
So if you...
So the context is that this is someone's woman.
Yeah.
This is somebody's woman.
Yeah, this is somebody's woman. This is a woman in a relationship.
Yeah, that's a different story. I don't know why you're not getting the money. Maybe you're not enticing the guy enough to give him money.
So,
but I'm in a relationship.
Why are you enticing?
so check this out.
In a relationship.
Yeah.
Check this out. If you're in a relationship with someone, if I'm in a relationship with someone and I have everything I need, she has everything she wants. So that question, I think, is a personal thing that she needs to address with whoever she's with. Is she with someone that sees her like that? Is that person...
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing, is you need to define the relationship.
That's what I'm telling you.
She's just said it's his woman.
That's what
Married.
So, would you treat your woman like that?
No, of course.
Would you treat your woman like that? That's why I said it's a personal thing. She needs to see. Maybe she's not in that position where he feels...
But is there such a thing as, okay, I'm going to ask you guys now, all of you are married right now. When you first started giving your woman money and stuff like that, did you first test her, or it was just something that came to you?
No, it's natural.
Second nature.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she's in that position.
The answer to her, I would think, is you are either with a stingy man, or, you know, in our country we say maboko makasi, someone who is tight-fisted, like you don't release. Because men generally, whatever and whoever we love, we give. We release, like we give to. And so when you're finding that your man is not giving you the money you need for your eyelashes, or for groceries,
yeah, it's
anything,
a representation of you.
It's not a representation of you, it's a representation of him. Some men are not cultured that way.
Are you supposed to help him through it if he's not cultured that way?
He needs to find the men in his life that will help him through it, right? Because if you're constantly saying, give me, give me, give me, he starts to see you as a nuisance. Or that, okay, you don't love me for this. You only love me because of my money, etc. But the reality is, men who they love, they spend money on.
That one's a bit...
What they love, they spend money on.
It's your woman's simply a representation of you.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even, sorry for that, I wouldn't even say you're not the one. Don't always go back and think you're the one at fault. Like, you know, we all have our own... sorry to cut you, I just wanted to say.
No, and I think it's
you're not the one for him. He doesn't see you as the one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm...
But not that there's a problem with you.
No, there's not a problem with you.
There's not a problem with you.
You're just not...
So again, in a relationship, these are things you probably have to discuss. The woman has to find a way to probably break that point. I'd say to you, look, try and break the guy's point, try and find out. These are things you have to discuss with your partner. I mean, if you are in a relationship with this person, whatever money you need, I mean, I'll give an example of me. If my woman needs money for anything, she has it. At some point, until she lost the card, she had a second card of my bank account. She could just go and use it. And it's just me taking care of her. It's second nature. And I know that I trust her not to go and splurge, go and buy just anything.
I think it also matters where in your relationship you are.
In
terms of like...
Can I just ask, how long is the transition before you actually start? Does it take a year? Does it
depends on the lady's maturity. I think it could be 2 years, it could be a year, it could be 6 months.
So it's the understanding you have, both of you have.
You're in a relationship, you see how she handles things. Obviously, you'll give her the card, or even the way she manages your life.
In general.
Yeah. You see it. You say, okay, cool. She's not the type to just go and spend everything.
Yeah.
And then that's when you loosen up. You don't even manage those things anymore.
So you see, you literally are testing her though, regardless.
But it's not a test.
It's not. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not necessarily a test, but you just observe and see what's happening.
But at some
Don't
point,
you do the same?
yeah.
With a guy?
Yeah, you do. That's what I'm saying, though. Guys,
but it's not a test. It's
You
like
have those unplanned expenses you probably go in.
is this the guy? Is he? You know.
I don't know. I think the moment, because I think the question was how long before you start. The moment you tell a woman you want to take things to the next level, or you show that you want to take things to the next level, she becomes your responsibility. Mm-hmm. If you tell a woman, I'm going to marry you, and then you get the ring and you put it on her finger, she's your responsibility. There are certain things you must just be clear about. Mm. What are you going to do and what are you not going to do? Yeah, I hope she finds peace.
You and this piece.
That's very important.
Peace is critical.
Okay, the next question is, should the kitty be shaved or not? Does appearance matter?
That's just a preference thing.
Oh, it is a preference thing?
Yeah, depending on the guy.
Oh, okay.
Some guys like it hairy, some guys like
it hairy.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
It depends.
Oh, okay.
That's like me asking, do you want to wear the weave or not?
Yes, to take it to the way. You had to take it. No, he's been itching for that one. You had to take it.
It's the preference thing.
You had to.
No. Ladies, please shave the coochie.
No, that's it.
That's your truth.
I like it.
That's his
It
truth.
is a matter of.
I like it.
It is a matter of.
You want to add
bring different design.
But it's
bring a question mark.
You want to move on.
Wait.
Landing strip.
But it's still shaven.
No, obviously it must be clean. It mustn't be hanging.
Yeah, but that's what she's asking.
No,
because
she's asking.
You're now talking about design. You're talking about design functions now. You want?
What was the question?
The question was, do you like it shaved? Should the kitty be shaved or not?
Yeah. So I think for ladies, for hygiene purposes, the kitty should be clean. It should be shaved.
That's it.
And generally, when your pubic hair grows to a certain extent, you attract a different kind of bacteria.
Yes.
Especially, I ain't trying to play that much.
Because we like to go in.
Okay. The follow-up question is: do you guys really care how we look like, especially when we're naked? Because I'm not gonna lie, some women have sagging breasts, and obviously when we have sex, I'll be doing all of this. Do you guys care about those things, like appearance, or you just there for a good time? You just there to do it. Sorry, but you guys are like guys.
Of course, we have two heads. We have two heads. There's this one, and then there's the other guy.
Okay.
When we see a woman naked, the other guy switches on.
As opposed to
because that's what drives. That's where the blood flows. Now, when your relationships evolve, you have to understand at what level your woman is.
Okay.
Is that right? Because when she's a spring chicken, you just got married and she's
everything's
all
intact.
fly and it's different to after she's just had a baby for you.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so that stage requires a different level of patience.
Okay.
But yes, it does matter. It also does matter, sorry to cut you, it also does matter that you shouldn't worry about half the things you worry about. You shouldn't worry about some of these stretch marks. In fact, sometimes this cellulite, just leave it there. Don't fight it too much. Just leave it there, because sometimes the bigger the better. And the imperfections on your body is what attracts you to your person. But everybody's got a type.
So a real man, and that emphasis that you put on man, that's been with a woman, understands it. She evolves. She's evolving. Nothing remains the same. Even as men, as you grow older, your belly starts, and you need to understand that this woman is not going to be a 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old. She's going to become a woman. And a real man was attracted to a teenager, or as they're growing, they're attracted to this girl, and now is going to be attracted to a woman, and you need to understand that the qualities of a woman are different to the qualities of a man.
Yeah.
That question, can I ask, was it asked in the light of a single woman asking from the perspective of any man, doesn't matter how I look to any man, or is it in a relationship context?
I think it was a general question of how do you mind how we look?
Yeah, if you, and that's naked, right? Yeah, I think if a man's gonna probably hit it, he's gonna look at certain things, and like Ted said, it depends on which head he's thinking on. If it's on the top head, he'll probably look and say, nah, I can't be doing this. If it's on the other head, he'll be like, yeah, screw it. Levels, standards are dropping here. We'll do whatever.
But honestly speaking, when you're looking for your wife, does that matter?
But that's why I say it depends on how the question was asked.
Because I don't think it matters.
It does matter.
It does matter. I think it does.
That's what's a personal thing. Because when I'm looking for a wife for my kids, if she looks good, yeah, that's a bonus in terms of body structure. But if I'm attracted, because attraction is not just the physical dies.
Eventually.
If I'm attracted to
but I'm not
woman,
dead.
No, I'm not saying you're dead. Look.
Sorry, that was a joke. You guys missed it completely.
The woman, the girl I was attracted to when I was 21 is different to the person I'm attracted to when I'm 40.
Yeah, I get all that.
You see,
but if we grow together,
yeah,
it is important.
No, but say you're 40,
right?
And she's
32.
She's 32.
Yeah.
She's not the 19-year-old you were attracted to when you were 20, 25, 26.
Yeah. But she doesn't have to be.
That's what I'm saying.
But she's still
she's attractive to you for your maturity level, for that stage where you are in your life.
Yeah.
So that question does it matter? Yes, it does matter, because I'm not looking for a 19-year-old when I'm 40.
Colleague.
Yes.
I have to be physically attracted to my wife. That's number one. Number two is I have to marry a woman that I would look at every day and go, God damn.
Yeah.
Right? Because otherwise, what happens to you as a man, you're going to keep going outside to search.
Bro.
I think Ted is making sense.
For the first time. See, Ted, the thing is, right?
You don't think your wife has to be banging?
She is banging.
No, has to be.
But she is.
Right.
Because I understand.
So I'm not talking about your woman. I'm talking about...
I'm talking about in general. Right. She is, because I understand that her body will change.
Yes.
It has to change.
Yes.
It's not going to be the person I met. Never. So I need to understand in my head that she's changing. And I'm attracted to her change. She's never... Dog, when she hits 40, she's a different person. And the fact, I think it's even a habit thing. When you like they say, mom's food is the best food. It's the best because that's what you're used to. You see it, you taste it every day. It's not necessarily the best.
You're just used to it.
Your woman, you need to make it in your... I made a decision when I met her that she is the best in the world. And when she turns 60, she remains the best. Obviously, there's women that are attractive out there that are...
Men are visual based.
Yeah, but there's women out there that are more attractive than your woman. What makes your woman the most attractive woman? Is it the way she looks? Because, I mean... there's Halle Berry.
He's right.
But that doesn't
Kim
matter.
Kardashian.
What you want is... When you're creating your world, you want that experience.
So your world changes.
Yeah, if my characteristics of a woman physically are, I want a woman with a big ass, beautiful legs, D, maybe C cup, long hair, you have to find that in your mate.
And when she's 40?
When she's 40,
and it's...
My job as a man is that we evolve together.
That's it.
For instance, I'm very health conscious. Like, at the age of 60, I'm gonna fuck like I'm 40.
Yeah, so but you're not gonna be attracted to the girl that's 30.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't have to, because where I am in my stage in life, I have to carry my woman with me.
That's it. We're saying the same thing.
We are. So it does matter. It does matter that my wife is beautiful. It does matter that she appeals to my physical senses. Because at the end of the day, I still have very alive primal instincts. And you as a woman lose yours sooner than I do. You understand what I'm saying? So when I still come home and I'm still looking at you, I'm going, it helps.
And what they say is true.
Yeah.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So behold well.
Behold well. Okay, then is we've been speaking for a month, but I still don't know his intentions.
Hold the mic closer to you.
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting. Okay, the next question is we've been speaking for a month, but I still don't know his intentions. Is he serious?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
We've been talking for a month.
Yeah, but I still don't know his intentions. Is he serious? I think some talking stages are long, no?
It depends,
And
man.
they differ.
Yeah. What are you guys talking about?
A month?
A month.
What do you want to know?
I mean...
Yeah, look, a month is a bit, I don't know, personally, I think it's a bit long to not know where you guys stand.
It's long.
It's long. You need to know where you stand with the person. At least understand what the intentions are. You don't have to fully disclose that you're going to marry her, no, but at least know what state you're in with the person. Are we dating, or are we still, are you friend zoning me, or what are we doing?
So it's the woman. It's a woman that has to.
No, it's the man. Because the question is, I still don't know what his intentions are.
But what if the man is married and he's just...
Yeah, so that's why I say it needs to come out.
It needs to come from the woman, right? Because the
No,
man's never going to say anything.
No, but you see, the guy's got intentions. He's not letting her know what her intentions are.
I have no intentions. I'm married.
So you're going to be talking to her just for the sake of talking for a month. You got no plans to bang.
Are they talking or are they smashing?
She said talking.
Yeah.
Just talking? If they're just talking.
Yeah.
But do you not think that some people take a lot? Because I remember a friend of mine said that her talking stages are more than 4 months because she really wants to know what you want.
So we're just talking for the sake of talking, talk, until when? What are we going to talk about? Hey, did you eat this morning? Hey,
it all depends on the people involved. I think some girls they really want to know the guy. Some guys.
But as a guy, let me ask you now, as a guy, would you disclose your intention within the first?
So as a guy, the minute I'm in, I'm in. She knows my intention from day one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So if we're being delayed, it's on her part.
It's on her.
Oh, okay.
Also,
so she's the one that's.
So if I take the effort to take your number, the day I take your number, I've made my intentions known.
How do you make your intentions known?
I'm taking your numbers. I don't just take people's numbers.
But she doesn't know that.
So once I take your number and I call you, the conversations that we're having. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?
Right.
Let's go out. I want to treat you. I want to do something. I want to get to know you.
Yeah.
Those are not conversations I'm having with my friends, my colleagues.
But she doesn't know that.
No, she does because I'm aggressive. As a man, I'm aggressive with my
But she doesn't know that.
She will know because on that first, second, third kiss, third date. Sorry, I mean first, second, third date. I'm already in her space. I'm trying to.
I'm playing enemy's advocate.
No, that's perfect.
The reason for that is sometimes, and in fact all times, never leave a woman at a point where she's making assumptions. She doesn't know that you're only that you're only talking to her. That's like a guarantee. Number two, taking your number is no expression of interest to the degree where you think it's going to go. I might just take your number, then that's it. Number three for me is that this thing we live in called the sexual marketplace, those questions are generally asked by women 35 plus. Right? Because she's at that point where I need answers quickly because I'm running out of time. Like, tell me now. Day two. What are we? What's happening here? Are you going to marry me or you not? And that's what you get from a woman who's 35 plus. Her narrative changes because she knows that, okay, I may not be in my peak right now. So why can't you give me these answers right now?
Yeah.
It's the 1 month. But yeah, don't make any assumptions. Yeah.
So do you think she should ask him?
Yeah.
She should ask.
Yeah, you should ask him. What are we? What are we doing? Are we moving forward? What is this? If you're not,
you've been talking for a month, then 2 months, and 3 months,
then 4
then
months.
what? 4
Yeah.
months.
And here's the other thing. You don't have to be pedantic about it. Sometimes just starve him of energy, starve him of attention. I'm giving you guys some jewels here. Just starve a man of attention and think he's running after to switch his intentions, right? Because easy come, easy go, ladies.
Okay.
It's as simple as it is.
What do you mean by easy come, easy go?
If I get it easily, I'm gone easily too.
Really?
Yes, generally.
Is that the whole thing? Sex on the first date?
Not really.
I don't think so.
Not really.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, but is that whole thing is still a thing, or we're grown adults. If we want to, we both will have
Yeah,
it.
most people will be like, yo, we. And then that's it. Then it happens. But I think it's because we live in a different time altogether. But I'm just saying, don't make assumptions. If you're not, don't try to read between the lines, etc. And if a man is making you do that level of work, it's a red flag. Yeah.
The next one is, I am in a situationship and I'm catching feelings, and I want to ask him if the feeling is neutral or not.
I'm in a relationship.
I'm in a situationship and I am catching feelings.
What is a situation?
So it's showing their age, yeah.
Is it her situationship or is it his situation?
And that's the thing, I don't know. She didn't make it
A
clear.
situationship is the
usually-
way she's asking the question.
She's in a situation.
Yeah, she's in this.
She's probably
So
with
she's
someone
probably
else.
with somebody else. That's what I gather.
No, the situationship is you're sleeping with someone and there are no strings attached.
No.
And yes.
That's what a
That's
situationship is.
that's a situation.
So she's with this guy.
Yeah, it's almost like a sneaky link.
It's two people fucking
Yeah.
and there's no
And then one catches
strings
feelings.
attached.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Does she tell him that I've got feelings, or she just keeps it moving?
Sister, the dick good, you.
I think she should do what he said. Starve him of his
Of her attention.
Yeah, and see where that goes.
Oh, okay.
But a situationship is a situationship. The reality is
How do they
one,
get into it?
you need to stick to the brief.
That's it.
Then people, some people do stick to the brief, and then some people do fall in love.
Yeah.
Why you
Stick
calling
to
it
the
love
brief.
when you know what the brief was?
And
I get that.
the
but
reason, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Why?
The reason is it's inevitable that you're going to catch feelings for a man that you're getting intimate because it's just a natural thing.
Exactly.
But if you happen to be in a situationship with a man who's married, stick to the brief.
Exactly, because that.
If you're both single and he's not seeing anyone else, or it's just a situation where he's not ready for a long-term relationship, I think you should vocalize it and say, listen, I've developed a few things. If and I'm saying that because you sharing that won't fuck up his world, right? I think you should, if you're both single, you should vocalize it.
Okay.
And it could also flip the brief, right? So you got into the situationship because there was some form of discrepancies that needed to be done, and now you vocalize it, it's not going to be the same. So if you are finding yourself in a situationship, I think it's best you disclose it and then see what it turns out to. Before you know it, or you might not even know that both of you are in a situation. Both of you catching feelings, just not disclosing. So communicate, see where it goes.
Okay.
So you think the whole
So-
things first is better?
It then gets us out of that hole very quickly.
So she just needs to either sit down with him and tell him, or stick to the brief.
Stick to it.
Stick to the brief. Okay, the last one is, at what stage do you know you want to marry a girl?
Yeah, pose this question on our blog.
I mean, this question is literally, you guys can answer it in a heartbeat.
So we did an episode around wasting women's time. You should go check it out. This question popped up. I'll let the guys answer. And I posed it.
No, my answer was very simple. When she starts doing wifey things. Because I mean, even girls say this. When he stops being my boyfriend and starts being my husband, I'm ready for him.
When does he stop being your boyfriend, stop being your husband? What does he do different?
Let me know straight from the question. A woman is ready to be my wife because there's stuff that women do, the smallest things that a woman will do around the house that my girlfriend will not do. Once she starts doing those things, she's taking my heart.
Like cooking for you?
It's not necessarily cooking.
What?
Because every girl meets a guy that she understands. She understands that this is what the guy wants. So once I start giving him that, because remember, guys are givers, right? Once I give you everything, every piece of me, and you reciprocate, it's a done deal.
Okay, so what does she do to show you that you are ready to marry her?
Wifey things.
That's what I'm asking. What are they? Because I asked you, is it cooking? You said no. So I'm just like,
no,
okay,
but
so what
some
is
men
it?
don't consider that as a wifey thing.
So what is it to you?
To me, personally, cooking has to be involved, definitely, because that's what a wife does.
But that's what
Independence.
That's what she does.
Yeah. So no, but this is to me.
Right.
I said guys have different things, so she needs to figure out what that guy wants. But if a woman wants to marry me particularly, I want a woman that can run her own business.
What if she's not businessman?
Then she's not my woman.
Wow, that's
tough.
Well, it's so tough being your wife.
You need to, no, but you guys have the same demands. What is the first thing a woman says to her friends? Hey guys, hey Chomi, look, I met this guy. And what's the first thing you ask
What
your
does
friend?
he do?
Ask you, what does he do?
When's that?
Is he going to be able to take you to Paris? What is the first thing your friend asks you? What does he do? Oh yeah, no, he does this. He lives here. Yeah.
Import and export.
These are the demands that you have. This is you looking for a husband, right? With a man, it's a bit different because we're looking for someone that will hold us down, that will take care of us in a different way. Like
So,
my woman needs to be able to understand me, and it's the same thing. A man needs to be able to understand his woman, but women have a different way of looking for a husband. So that woman needs to figure out.
Woman's way is, can you take care of me? Simple.
It's simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
Men want
But
to know if
it's
you
not-
can cook, if you can jump, if you can.
No, but it's not
Spider-Man.
always that. It's not always that because some women come in with they can take care of themselves. So
Of course I can. That's why you should be an extra.
So what is that
I was
extra?
about to go on that issue.
Take care of me.
No, a woman can. So what's take care of me? What's that?
Financially.
No, but some women, she's running. Whatever.
She's a CEO.
She's cool financially. So what is it that you're bringing to this relationship?
Oh, I hate.
I can take care of myself financially. I can fly to. I can do anything I want, right? So what are you bringing? It takes a strong man to come in and say, okay, you earn more than me. This is what I'm bringing to the table. It takes a strong woman to accept that. That's what I'm saying. You need to figure out what this man wants. What does he want? It might not be the cooking. It might just be he wants you to be a good companion and to take care of his legacy.
I generally Are you with me?
Yeah.
I generally don't like the phrase a woman is looking for a husband. Because when, and this is how I answer your question, when a man wants to marry you, he will tell you. and he'll tell you very quickly because the chase is on. Two prime examples. You married your wife within a year.
Really?
I married my wife within 9 months. On our third date, I told her I was going to marry her. And she said, stop.
Yeah.
Because it's a man who awakens love in a woman. Right? It's a man who awakens love in a woman. As a man, I have a duty to do my own reconnaissance mission on a woman. So if I'm marrying a woman, I check for purity. I check who's her mom, what does her mom look like? Is her mom busy in the streets, or is she a woman that's really got the household together? Because the woman I'm going to marry has a blueprint.
Exactly.
Where is that blueprint coming from? The woman I was raised by has a blueprint. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so those two things have to correlate. She's raised by someone and has a blueprint. I'm raised by someone and I have a blueprint. It's either she fits in that mold or she doesn't. But there's never a point where you as a woman need to beg a man to marry you.
Yeah.
If you ever get to that point, leave.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a horrible existence. You're putting that man in a position where he is forced to accept something he's not willing to do by himself. Marriage is very expensive. Marriage is time consuming. Marriage is strategic. It needs planning. It needs resources. Like your life changes altogether. So when you marry someone, you tell them, I'm going to marry you. And then you follow up. You go to their house. You pay lobola. You pay for a party. And then you pay for the rest of your life.
Okay.
But that's where I think it is. You take her by the hand, you march her through. And so, yeah, I always wonder when women say, I'm looking for a husband. Step up, man.
Ish. So, very valid points. When a woman like Tits is Sirahola, and I agree with that, men are the one who sort of mold a woman, right? You can either bring in the best side of a woman or the worst side of a woman. I've been married for 15 years.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
15 in May. So I've seen it. I've seen that I could bring the best out of my wife. I could also bring the worst out of my wife. So if you're not careful, like Tina said, if you go looking for love, you put a man in a different situation where he's now forced to deal with something that he did not pick. And depending on the man, if he feels like he doesn't want to break your heart, he's gonna stay with it until one day the cup's gonna fill up and he's just gonna break it. He's gonna pour it out, right? So why do women go looking for love? Or I think wait, let the man initiate it. And for me, I'll say the woman should also understand that there are certain things you do that can fasten that process.
Yep.
If you as a woman understand that you can unlock a man is like an encrypted hard drive, for lack of a better word. Women hold a lot of those keys. Women are like, what do you call them? These master key holders. Women can unlock a lot of men. And by doing certain gestures, certain things, you would open up a man to a point that he will give you the moon if he has to. So a lot of women don't understand themselves first before getting into a relationship. And when I say understanding yourself, I don't mean understanding yourself in your entirety, but understanding where you are at your current state before getting into a relationship. Because once you get into it, knowing where you are at that state, you're able to then progress with the person at different stages of life. Yeah, I could go on, but I think as a woman, you've got a lot of women following, they need to understand that they hold a lot of keys to men's heart.
That's it.
That's it for me.
goes back to the point.
Yeah.
The woman needs to figure out what that man wants, and it's like a cat and mouse sort of story. A woman needs to, you guys are saying a woman needs to unlock the man, and the man needs to take charge.
I'm saying the man needs to unlock the woman.
Okay.
So there's two perspectives.
There's two perspectives. Everybody has their own.
It all depends on, I mean, because you could be, generally a man is always sure of his moves. And if he's not sure, there's no move. And if there is a move, and when he's not sure, it's usually a takeover. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He needs to be sure.
So the conclusion is the man leads the woman. Also, the woman leads the man. So there's two perspectives to it. But
I hope you find peace.
I went up here. But yeah, you guys, I hope that answers you, and I hope you get clarity on that. And I hope now you know when men are ready to ask or pop the question. And yeah.
Did you get some clarity on some of these questions?
How come you didn't have
I
questions?
don't need any. I had my questions answered because I asked them.
Oh, you asked your question.
I'm very vocal. I believe in.
Or you ask your partner.
Yeah, I'm very. I talk too much, and I'm the type of person who I communicate. So if anything bothers me, if this part, I will literally.
Why don't
tell
you share that with some of your views?
No, she does, but she wanted a different perspective.
I think I wanted a different perspective. I wanted like men's answers because there's questions that like the one where they say, "How do we look?" I don't even know. I just
Couldn't
don't
answer
look
that,
good, so I wouldn't know. So
Are there any
yeah.
questions you skipped?
There's a few, obviously, because there's a lot of them. Okay. I just picked. There's somewhere it was the same one, especially the part where if you care what we look like during.
Right.
I think a lot of women have. It's not. I'm not going to say self-esteem, but we're very conscious of how we look.
Awareness.
We're very aware of how we look, because I'm not going to lie to you. What I looked like 10 years ago is different to what I look like now. I'm 28. My boobs were standing when I was 15. Now they.
But that also tells you something, right? That it's either you're taking care of yourself or you're not.
So my breast.
No. I'm saying, if a woman is posing that question, right?
Mm-hmm.
She wants to understand how she's perceived, how she's seen.
Mm-hmm.
So this should tell you, as a woman, it's either you're taking care of yourself or you're not.
I think it's not necessarily about perception. It's just there's things that obviously women are more self-conscious more than men. I can see a stretch mark now, and I'm just like, oh my god.
So is that seeking for approval? Seeking for approval?
I think it's just reassurance to be like.
So I had this discussion with my woman. I asked her, do you think, because she was dressed, she was looking good. I asked her, so do you think you dress like that for men or for women? Right? Obviously, she dresses like that for herself. She feels good about herself. Coming back to the stretch marks and the appearance, and most men are not criticizing women that have those things. Most men don't even mind stretch marks. Like, I thought when it stretches this way and it looks that way, to me, I mean, it's not an issue. So where's the problem actually coming from? Is it coming from other women? It can't come from self, because if it comes from self, things don't usually come from self. You see it somewhere and you adjust it because you want to look. It's definitely not coming from. None of my homies are saying, "Yo, that girl, she got too many stretch marks," or "Hey, man." None of my homies are saying that. I don't know about the other guys.
Agreed.
So where is the problem actually coming from?
Women competing.
This self-esteem thing with stretch marks, or the homies I know are going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you 100%. It's the woman versus woman thing. you're seeing the influencer go to a esthetician and removing those things. You're seeing the airbrush Instagram post, the key.
So it's society.
You're seeing all of those things, and you're now trying to measure up to what that ideal of perfect body is. And the reality is you're looking in the wrong direction when you're doing that. And what you need to do is look in the direction of what matters.
And that's the thing. You said it. They're going to look at the influencer. Now we have Black Hong Kong. We just removed. Everybody's going to follow suit because somebody's done that, and it's going to become a trend. I think
It's like the sister.
Oh, we said
Black China.
Black China. Sorry. But that's the thing. So women, sorry, bro. So women set standards that they struggle to break themselves, and a woman's worst enemy can be another woman or herself.
Tony, when did you guys discover eyelashes?
I don't know. Eyelashes have been here.
So why is it such a thing right now?
What do you mean it's such a thing? I think it's not such a thing. I think when social media shows it to you, it looks like it's a thing when it's been here for the longest time.
Right.
If you see Aaliyah's makeup, Aaliyah literally set the tone for how makeup changed in the 90s, personally for me, before you guys fetch me.
Right.
When I see Aaliyah's eyebrows, I'm like, those eyebrows look like 2015 eyebrows. And Aaliyah passed away a long time ago.
Right.
So it's the same as BBLs. We knew them back when they were in America. And then they were being done in South Africa, but because they were not on social media, it was nothing that we. And then once they came to social media, we're like, everybody's doing it. No, they're just choosing to show it to you.
You think it's a face?
It's not a face, man.
It's coming. It's here.
It's been here. It's just that now people are vocal about it.
And they have more access to it.
Exactly. We never used to have access to it because the rich doctor in South Africa. Also, South African women have top tier bodies, so that's why they travel from South Africa to Turkey. But now that it's here and the doctors are here, we just like, okay, I'll go to it here. It's 30 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
I can go to it.
I don't know how we want to do this because I've got a follow-up question. I don't think I want us to stop because we might lose time. Can we just keep flowing?
Keep flowing, and
then we can cut
do
it
part
somewhere.
one.
Do you want to do an outro?
Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, that is it from me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Truly appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll see you again. Not next week, but we'll see you again when we have a different attire. Maybe next time I'm gonna wear white. I don't know. We'll see. We'll be angels next time. But
I'll give you an Arsenal shirt.
I don't want to.
And
I'm
ladies,
a
I hope
Chelsea.
you
I
find
told
peace.
you. I hope you're such a peaceful man. But I hope you actually do find peace in all the answers.
I hope you find peace and give peace.
And the most important one, give peace to these men. These men are carrying too much in their heads. But I'll see you guys next week. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Please say bye to my channel.
Thank you. To the beautiful darlings.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
Bye, guys.